application meets the threshold for consolidation. We further find that petition number 12 of 2021, the Attorney General versus David 𝙏𝙗𝙖 and 73 others, encapsulates most of the key grounds common to the rest of the other petitions, in contrast with the appellant's petition number 11 of 2021, which raises a single issue. The order of President's proceedings and presentation will be shortly given by the presiding Chief Justice, but we make the following orders in regard to this application. Number one, that petition number 11 of 2021, Murara Amoke versus His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and 83 others. Petition number 12 of 2021, the Attorney General versus David 𝙏𝙗𝙖 and 73 others. And petition number 13 of 2021, IEBC versus David 𝙏𝙗𝙖 and 81 others are hereby consolidated. Petition number 12 of 2021, the Attorney General versus David 𝙏𝙗𝙖 and 73 others will serve as the lead file in the proceedings, save to add that they will need to add all the parties that are omitted, for instance, Mr. Ochiel's clients, Dr. Mwimali and Muhuri, and any other that may have been omitted. Those are the orders of this court. Thank you, my Lady CJ.
Thank you, my Lord Justice Ouko, for delivering the ruling on behalf of the court. Having delivered the 7 interlocutory rulings arising from the 7 interlocutory applications, the 3 petitions are now consolidated, and the read file is petition number 12. We will now proceed to give directions for the hearing of the petitions as consolidated. In light of the above decisions, the directions of this court with regard to disposal of the consolidated petitions are that petition number 12 will be the read file. The petitioners in the 3 respective petitions will be the appellants, while the rest will be the respondents. At our preliminary review of the record, we have been able to discern some issues which will guide counsel on the filing of the submissions, and I will request my brother, the Honorable Mr. Justice Ibrahim, to read those issues. I also wish to hand, if any party feels at liberty to hand another issue, they can do so.
Thank you, my Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice and President of the Court. The Court has considered, having read the record thoroughly, the issues raised in the petitions. 3 petitions were lodged in the Supreme Court challenging the judgment of the Court of Appeal in Civil Appeal number E291 of 2021 as consolidated with E292, E293 and E294 of 2021, delivered on 20th of August 2021. A summary of the issues raised in each petition is set out herein below. 1. the basic structure doctrine is whether the basic structure doctrine is applicable in Kenya. If so, the extent of its application, whether the basic structure of the Constitution can only be altered through the primary constituent power, and what constitutes as the primary constituent power. This emanates from the petition by the Attorney General. 2, whether the President can initiate changes and or amendments to the Constitution, and whether a constitutional amendment can only be initiated by Parliament through a parliamentary initiative under Article 256 of the Constitution, or through a popular initiative under Article 257 of the Constitution. This again emanates from the 𝙏𝙬𝙧 petition. 3, whether the second schedule, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020, was unconstitutional. Once again, this is from the Attorney General's petition. 4, whether civil proceedings can be instituted against the President or a person performing the functions of the office of the President during their tenure of office with regard to anything done or not done contrary to the Constitution. This is also an issue emanating from the Attorney General's petition. 5, the place of public participation under Article 10 vis-a-vis the role of IEBC under Article 257(4) of the Constitution, and whether there was a public participation in respect of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020. This issue emanates from both the petitions of IEBC and the AG. 6, the interpretation of Articles 88 and 250 of the Constitution with respect to the composition and quorum of IEBC. This comes from the IEBC petition. And finally, 7, the interpretation of Article 257 sub-Article 10 of the Constitution, whether the interpretation of Article 257 sub-Article 10 of the Constitution entails and or requires that all specific proposed amendments to the Constitution should be submitted as separate and distinct referenda questions. This comes from the petition of Morara Omoke. Thank you, Honorable CJ.
Thank you. Those are the issues we discerned. I will proceed to give the other directions. Those are the issues that will guide on the written submissions. The other direction is that the applicants are hereby directed to file and serve their written submissions and list of authorities on those issues framed, but they will be at liberty if they feel there is an issue they need to hand. They will file their submissions within 10 days from today. The applicants, 10 days. The respondents are also to file and serve their written submissions and list of authorities within 10 days of the service of the applicant's submissions. In the event the applicants wish to file a reply, they will be at liberty to do so within 5 days of service of the respondents' written submissions. We also wish to direct, pursuant to the practice directions of this court, that all written submissions shall be in double rhyme spaced, font size 12, Times New Roman font type, and should not exceed 15 pages. Lastly, the consolidated petitions shall be earned on 3 consecutive days. That is on the 18th, 19th, and 20th January 2022. Those are the directions of the court. Thank you very much.
If it may please the court, Chief Justice, I do agree that the court has made directions, but we were of the considered opinion that the number of days is rather limited, and we were requesting that it be extended by another 5 days, at least 15 days, because of the voluminous nature of the issues to be considered on this matter. And the other issue we were requesting for court's reconsideration on was the issue of number of pages. And this is because once we have to consider all the amicus briefs which have been submitted, and of course the decisions which have been made. And I was thinking that anything less than 30 pages would be very, very limited on the part of the main petition. Those are the 2 requests I wish to make, of course taking into account that the court has made directions, but I would request that if possible, those 2 issues be reviewed. Thank you.
Did I hear like you asked for 5 days instead of 3 days?
15 days minimum, my lady. 15 days. How many?
Senior Counsel, how many days?
15 days for filing your submissions. Okay. Okay.
May it please the court, I stand to concur with my learned senior. To the court.
We concur in that request, but also have another difficulty. We are omitted from what is now designated the lead file. We need to be given a number on that file so that we're able to make our responses. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Justice. My request is to have directions on the time allocations for the oral presentations. Thank you.
Good morning, my ladies and my lords. My name is Muoki. I hold brief for Mr. Kanjama. I was requesting for directions in petition of appeal application number E17 of 2021. It's a notice of motion application. My name is Muoki. I hold brief for Mr. Kanjama. I was requesting for directions in notice of motion application number E017 of 2021, filed on 1st of October 2021.
An application on what, please?
My lady, the application was for consolidation and waiver of the requirement to supply physical copies of the record of appeal.
So the directions we've given or the ruling on consolidation doesn't capture that?
It does not capture that, my lord.
The ruling on consolidation has already been given. The petitions are all consolidated.
Very well, my lady. I stand guided.
Yes.
Honorable Chief Justice, I have confirmed the Deputy Registrar. That application was never filed. It was submitted but returned by Mr. Kanjama, if I'm not wrong. It was not on the record.
I stand guided.
Confirmed, Mr. Kanjama. It's not on the record.
Very well.
My Lady, the Chief Justice, my lords and my ladies, may I humbly request that you expand the pages from 15 and make them 40. This will go a long way to reducing the time that all of us will spend in the oral submissions. That is my humble request. Sorry, my lady, the Chief Justice, yes. I was requesting that the number of pages be increased from 15 to 40 so that we reduce on the time that we'll spend during the oral submissions.
To 40 pages. Yes, you will allow us to adjourn for only 10 minutes so that we consult and come back on the ruling on those issues.
Ili kupata sikiza tune hii ya Warumi 8, bonyeza *811 *963#.